welcome to Galway Pirate Radio. This is our very first special sort of edition or news edition of GPR, where we're going to be discussing specifically Doctor Who news and also talking to conventions that might be having a Who guest. I am your host, Davey Beauchamp. Since this is our first sort of beta test run, and it's just me flying solo this time. Next time, you might see Drew and Angela with me. It all depends on who's available for the news segments. It's something we're going to try to do every week, try to keep them as short as possible, just covering current Who news about what's going on, because we don't always get to throw that in the reviews, and this way we could have a separate, review focus episodes and Who news focus episodes. It's kind of, so you know what you're getting into, so you're not having to watch a bunch of reviews if you just want the news. So we're going to be breaking some stuff down here. And starting off, we find out that BBC is going to be airing the Christmas special Snowmen at 5:15. This is BBC, not BBC America. So the BBC is going to be showing Snowmen on Christmas Day at 5:15. We also this week get the fan-voted TV Guide cover, which just happens to be Doctor Who. So good going, all you Whovians, getting together and getting Who on the front cover of TV Guide. If I remember correctly, this is the first time. So before we get to any further Doctor Who news right now, we're going to take a small little break and talk to MystiCon. This year, not this year, but in 2013, they are going to be having Sylvester McCoy, the Seventh Doctor, as their big media guest. And I am hugely excited by this. I mean, it's Sylvester McCoy, the Seventh Doctor. And so I'm can't wait to meet him yet again. He phenomenal guy, very nice. So let's take a look at that interview we did with Carla from MystiCon. So this is Davey with Galway Pirate Radio. I am joined by Madam President Carla of MystiCon, and she's going to tell us a little bit about the con, when it's going on, and who their big Doctor Who guest is, even though, we've sort of been promoting that on our site. But I'm going to let her, tell you all the cool details and stuff. So I'm going to turn the floor over to you, Carla.
Thanks, Davey. MystiCon is a 3-day convention in Roanoke, Virginia. It takes place the last weekend of February. This year, it's February 22nd through 24th. And we have a lot of exciting things. You led off with one of the most exciting, but I'm going to start and build up. We have an amazing author guest of honor, Orson Scott Card. We have an amazing youth author guest of honor, Tom Engelberger. We have the stunning Larry Elmore for our artist guest of honor. And if you haven't seen the designs he made for us this year, they're amazing. And then, of course, we have Bella Morte. We have gaming guest of honor, Steve Wong. And then finally, I am very proud to announce that we have Sylvester McCoy, the 7th Doctor of the classic Who series. And he's also in all of the upcoming Hobbit movies as Radagast the Brown.
I got goosebumps when you said McCoy's name. I mean, it's exciting. I've met him before at Dragon, but when you do something like Dragon, you don't really get to meet people, and that's one of the reasons why I love the smaller cons. The more they feel like a big family gathering, because you get a chance to actually interact, meet, talk to these people.
Absolutely. Well, one of the cool things about MystiCon, okay, we're going into our 3rd year, and last year, our 2nd year, we kind of surprised everyone. We had almost 900 people come to MystiCon in our 2nd year.
That's awesome.
It was a lot of work, and we were so proud that that we got that many people. I'm guessing this year, with the addition of Mr. McCoy, that we're going to have around 1,200 to 1,500 people at MystiCon this year. But that is still a small percentage of what you get at a convention like DragonCon. At MystiCon, you're going to see Mr. McCoy wandering around the convention through the hallways. You're going to see him sitting at the bar. If you're here at the right time in Roanoke, you might see him driving around the Star City. And we have not only panels planned with him, but like one of our things that we do every year, we do a version of the old classic game show, The Match Game, and he's going to be one of our panelists for The Match Game. And if you've ever seen him when he gets going, you know that's going to be something you don't want to miss. He will have you rolling in stitches. He is hysterical. He's a really funny man. And opening ceremonies, we're going to have a surprise performance, including some of our musical guests and Sylvester McCoy.
So is he going to be possibly jamming with the spoons?
Of course. We can't have Sylvester McCoy at MystiCon and not have him play the spoon.
That's awesome.
And it's, I don't know if I should mention this, but I don't think he'll get mad at me. Devo Spice, if you've never heard of him, you should definitely look him up. He's working on a special rap song that includes spoons.
That's yeah. I saw that you had Devo Spice, and that's awesome. I can't wait to see that.
The Gothsicles, if you haven't seen the Gothsicles, and the Gothsicles are huge Huvians. So you get the Gothsicles, you get Devo Spice, who also thinks that the sun rises and sets with Doctor Who, and Bella Morte. About half of them are big Who fans as well. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with them.
Wow, I'm gonna have to line up all these sort of fan interviews with all these people just to talk Who with them. Because I had some great fan interviews last year, and I love interviewing the fans because they're so much fun the interview. I'm trying to think what else do we want to say about MystiCon?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you a few other things.
Yeah.
I've been trying to keep it on topic for Gallifrey Pirate Radio.
Oh no! Have at it. This is your time to talk about the con.
Well, first, let's keep it on topic for a minute. Last year I'm sure you met Nigel Thurlow. He was kind of a Doctor Who super fan. He brought his Dalek. Well, he's going to come back. He's not going to have a table, but for Saturday only, he's planning on bringing the Dalek for some great photo opportunities.
Nice.
Also, David Lee, he does amazing steampunk work. I keep saying amazing. I'm repetitive here, but I do think that everything I say is amazing is amazing. David Lee, who does steampunk work, is working on a special project just for MystiCon. He is creating a drivable steampunk Dalek. And there are some surprises with that Dalek that I'm not gonna let loose here. You have to come to MystiCon to see them. But the first appearance is gonna be at opening ceremonies at 7 o'clock on Friday night.
You have me wanted to come to opening ceremonies. I never go to opening ceremonies unless they want me there. I'm gonna have to go and just record.
Everybody has to come to opening ceremonies this year. We have so many great things happening.
Yeah,
Soon, within the next couple of weeks, we're going to announce a couple of special events, our special meet and greets that you can get an opportunity to have with Sylvester McCoy. One of them is a pretty intimate opportunity. It'll be about 9 or 10 people. And so, you'll have an hour and a half, and it's pretty intimate there. So that's, for the super fan, that's definitely something you want to keep an eye out for. Those we're going to announce once we have everything arranged. We're going to announce that, and then we're going to tell you the day it's going to go on sale, because we're just going to it's going to be like MystiCon's Ticketmaster. We're going to put it up, and first come, first serve, and then they're gone.
Nice.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. Also, we have Consortium 499 back again this year. I don't know if you saw his score last year that he did. He's done 2 years in a row. He's taken a silent film. Actually, no, it was last year was the first year. He did Metropolis, and he did an original score for Metropolis. This year, he's actually doing an original score for the classic Nosferatu.
Nice.
And that's Friday night. And he is so talented. If you haven't checked out Consortium 499, you really should. Sorry.
One thing we haven't mentioned is where can people find out more about MystiCon?
Well, MystiCon's website is the best place, and that's mysticon-va.com. And MystiCon is spelled MYSTICON, and that's -va.com. You can go on there. You can see all of our over 100 guests, from gaming to media. We have an entire independent film festival. Yes. And then we have our artist track, our writing track, and it's just, there's so much going on. It's hard to tell you all of it at once. We're even, I keep saying I'm an amazing. Those are my words of the day. We're going to have a special special event too Thursday night before the convention at our local library that includes Keith R.A. DeCandido and Devo Spice and our amazing, there's my word again, LARPing group, Strange Eons. If you haven't checked those guys out, they're a lot of fun.
Well, I got to say, I like the fact that you're including a library. I mean, that's happens to be where we're actually filming right now, is using the library I work at's equipment. So anything, to help support the local library, I think is awesome.
That's, actually that's one of the fun things, or one of the goals of MystiCon. Not only, do we want to have a lot of fun, but we really want to introduce people who aren't necessarily on board with the genre and with the arts and bring them closer to it. And part of the way you do that is through your community. So our local library is definitely a group that we want to work with. In fact, Davey, we want you to be on the librarian panel this year when you're at MystiCon. Is that okay?
That's fine. I've sat on many librarian panels, or library panels at cons. I mean, they're a blast.
Oh, I'll tell you another special that hasn't gone live on the website, but will be live fairly soon. We're going to have, for the entire weekend, a replica of the classic Batmobile.
Really?
And it's going to be sitting out in front of the hotel. He allows for photo opportunities, and he will probably do a raffle, and the winner of the raffle gets a ride in the Batmobile.
Wow, that's awesome. That is really cool.
We really want to have something that, pretty much everybody can enjoy. I like to say, we all have those normal friends who don't quite understand what we do. So I love to bring my normal friends to MystiCon, and in fact, one of them, this will be her 3rd year. She's already made her hotel reservation, and she lives locally, and she's bought her badge, and she's ready to go. So I think we have a lot for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say one thing about Larry Elmore. I've had the chance to do conventions with Larry Elmore. He is just an incredible, incredible artist. And I mean, just adding him with McCoy and everybody else you have, it's like a mini Dragon Con in a lot of ways. I just think you have an all-star, lineup this year. So you definitely want to check out the website for everybody they have, because you just really can't list them all in a short amount of time. It's really phenomenal what you've done in only 3 years. I mean, you guys should be really, really proud of yourselves. Because I mean, I do lots of cons. I've done lots of cons over the past 9 years, and I was sad I couldn't make it for the first one, but I've had so much fun last year, and I'm cannot wait for this year. I mean, you guys have done a phenomenal job in a short amount of time, and you guys run like you've been around for like 10 years. I mean, that's how impressed I've been so far with just MystiCon as a whole. I mean, you guys rock.
Well, thank you, Davey. That actually means a whole lot coming from you, because having been around cons for so long, that it really is a labor of love. People think that you must be getting paid, or you must be getting, something special. No. And in fact, you put a lot of your own money into it, and
yes,
you add all the time you put into it, and it really is. It's something you do because you love it. And we think, all of our staff at MystiCon, all of our volunteers, we really just want to get out there and let people see how much great, we say the geeks are inheriting the earth now, and we want to show people why, There's a lot of fun things. And the great thing about MystiCon, in my opinion, is that if you're not an avid reader, you have, such great artists. If you don't really care about art, then you have the independent film track and the media track. And you know what? If you don't care about any of that, you have the gaming. We have 3 gaming areas this year,
nice,
along with 3 LARPs. So from tabletop gaming, RPGs, LARPing, I mean, anything that you want to do, we have it there. And then if you're, one of those people who's really grumpy and likes absolutely none of that, you have all the fun people. I mean, really, at MystiCon,
yeah,
you walk down the hallways, you know how we are. We're just a fun group of people. We haven't met anyone we don't like.
Yeah, and speaking of gaming, I might have to bring a surprise this year just for MystiCon, which I can't really talk about, but I have been signed to a multi-book deal involving a gaming company, so I might have to bring out maybe a promo for the game that we might, even be able to throw into the auction as a, because you guys do a charity auction, right?
Actually, I was going to bring that up, so I'm glad you got to it. Yeah. We actually do a scholarship auction.
Wow.
Yeah, we have local high school seniors. They apply, and they can apply with either a written piece or an artwork piece. And then we have a jury that votes on and determines the winner. And the fun thing is that they know that they're guaranteed a set amount, which is $500. But in reality, they get whatever we raise in the auction. They get every single penny. And last year, that was a little bit over $1,800 for our scholarship recipient. She was thrilled.
Wow, that's absolutely incredible. I think you're the first con that I've been to that does something like that. You know, where the auction goes to a scholarship thing. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have to poke my publisher to make sure I have something spectacular, something unique for your auction this year.
That would be fantastic
Yeah.
because, one of the reasons we chose to do that, and I know, like you said, usually you go to a con and they've chosen a charity and that's what it goes to.
Yeah.
But for us, part of our whole goal is to encourage and further, the arts from writing to painting to filmmaking. And this is one of the ways that we do that by helping support a local young person who's just getting started.
That's really, really awesome. I'm just, man, it makes me even feel all that much more awesome about going to your con. See, I'm using your catchphrases now.
Awesome and amazing. Just don't start with the us.
Oh yeah. Oh, there, I just did the is there anything?
Well, hey, I'm going to tell you another fun thing that
Yeah.
we have at MystiCon that a lot of conventions don't have unless they're a gaming con. We have a video gaming room, and that video gaming room has 16 screens, and it has everything from the old classic Ataris all the way up to new PlayStations. So, the video gaming, we have people who say that they come back just for the video game.
You had that last year?
We've had it every year so far.
Where were you hiding it? I would have been in there with the Atari 2600.
Fifth floor. It'll be on the fifth floor where the hospitality suite where we have complimentary snacks all weekend. It's right down the hall from that.
Oh,
and this year, actually, on the fifth floor, we're going to have an author reading room as well. So there'll be more up there for you to see.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I just made it to the hospitality suite because of the cake, and I guess I missed everything else.
I don't know how you missed that, Davey. But there will theoretically be cake again.
Theoretically?
Well, I'm planning on it if my engineer and I can ever agree on the design that we're going to do this year.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So is there anything, since we're sort of coming to a close here, is there anything else you want to say about MystiCon? Because I definitely want to get you back to talk later on once you announce more things to, keep promoting the con, keep promoting Sylvester McCoy and everything else that you guys are doing. Because like I said, I think you're a wonderful con and a great location. And like I said, I had so much fun last year. I can't wait to see what you guys have in store this year, or in 2013, as long as the apocalypse doesn't happen and wipe us out on December, I think, 21st.
And that can't happen now. We have Sylvester McCoy at MystiCon.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, we better make it because I'm like so excited about this. Elmore, McCoy, I mean, just all these wonderful people.
Actually, I will tell you a little bit of and this isn't a sales pitch. This is because I'm thrifty. I like to save money anywhere I can. So I'll let you know that if you get a group of people together before the end of this year, you can get a really good group rate for the weekend. We have special group rates for 5 to 9 people. It's $25 per person for the whole weekend. And if you get a group of 10 or more, it's $20 per person for the whole weekend. And you can even do that on our website through PayPal. As long as you register the required number of people, you can get that special rate. And you don't have to be, most cons say you have to be an organized group,
Yeah.
like, Gallifrey Pirate Radio group. If you get a whole group of people together and you want to come and have fun, you can get the group rate. But you have to do that before the end of the year because the group rate expires then.
That is an awesome deal. I mean, those are just incredible prices as is. So wow, that is really awesome. So this has been Madam President Carla of MystiCon and me, Davey of Gallifrey Pirate Radio. And definitely, we're going to get you back on, or somebody else back on, because I just want to keep talking about the con and the different things you're doing, because it's exciting, and I can't wait to hear what else you're going to have in store for the attendees this year.
Well, you know, Davey, we do have a few more surprises up our sleeve, you know me. But yeah. I really want to thank you for having me on because obviously I think MystiCon's great, and I think Gallifrey Pirate Radio is great. So the two of us together, we can't go wrong, right?
That's right, yeah. I'm kind of blushing now. I can't help it. I can't take compliments. I turn red instantly, so...
No, you blushed, so you made me blush.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, but see, I'm blushing, I can't speak, I'm babbling. So, thank you again, and I'm going to make sure that we have all the contact information, you know, for the website, everything, so people can find you, and we'll use this like a couple of times, and we'll get some new stuff with you, because like I said, it takes a lot, you know, a lot for us to do, you know, like a Skype interview like this, and you guys are worth it, and I think anybody, if you can't attend many cons this year, you should definitely put MystiCon on that list of cons that you should attend this year, because it's a great time. Honestly, you're talking about value. You're getting a lot of bang for your buck. You're going to meet a lot of amazing people, both attendees and guests. I mean, you should come to MystiCon. It has my seal of approval on it, and I don't give that often to a con. I mean, I'm very excited. I cannot wait to see what you guys have in store, and thank you for letting us actually be our guinea pig for Skype for the very first time. And you've done
thank you, Dave.
Yeah. So I'm going to stop this before I keep babbling on. So, well, I will return us to our regular scheduled GPR program, because this will be probably either intercut or at the beginning of. So, yay! I have nothing else to say. I don't know. Ah! So, we're back from there. So that was MystiCon. They are in Virginia. Great little con. It's weird calling it a little con when it offers so much, and I was being really, really sincere when I said it reminds me of a really baby Dragon Con with the quality and caliber of guests that they're getting. And we're going to try to get either Carla or another representative of MystiCon on Gallifrey Pirate Radio before February to talk about some of those things they have in the works that they couldn't tell us about but teased us with. So they could talk more about that, and you know, maybe they'll have a few other things that they might be doing with Sylvester McCoy they could tell us about as they get closer to the con and, you know, finalize their programming grids. So also we find out this week we get the first image of the Reign of Terror DVD cover. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, as you can see for yourself. Beautiful, beautiful cover. I'm really looking forward to seeing this William Hartnell First Doctor episode. Parts of it have been recreated with animation, so it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out, how that pans out. I have very high hopes, and that will be coming out February the 12th of next year. And definitely be on the lookout for a review from Gallifrey Pirate Radio on that episode shortly after it's available. And don't forget, right now, BBC and on its Doctor Who Facebook page and on the BBC website, they are doing the Doctor Who Advent Calendar again, and this time it's focusing quite heavily on the Christmas Day special Snowmen. Lots of exclusive photos and images for the first time being shown there. And also something that the BBC is doing right now on the Doctor Who page, and I was able to access the videos. Moffat is talking about the Dalek Adventures. So far he's covered the very first Dalek adventure, and he's also talked about one of my favorite episodes featuring the Daleks, Evil the Daleks, which was a Patrick Troughton episode. It was supposedly going to be the final Dalek adventure for quite some time. It's the one that we are introduced to Victoria, and it also has the human factor Daleks, which I keep hoping will reappear at some point. I really hope they were going to be in Asylum of the Daleks, but they did not appear. But that's pretty much all of our current Who news that's going on right now for this week. So this is Davey with Gallifrey Pirate Radio signing off, and I just want to mention that if you are a convention and you would like us to help publicize any Doctor Who guests you might have, be it comic, be it, the audio people. We don't care. As long as it's a Who related guest in any form or fashion, we'll be more than happy to have you on the show, talk to you, and get the word out that you have a Doctor Who guest. Or part of the universe. So this is once more Davey signing off with GPR with our very first sort of news and convention special or episode. Okay, peace.